What's going on, guys? C0 Media here, just chilling in my hotel room here in UK, and I figured I'll do a quick video on what I'm doing with my cars right now, because a lot of you have been curious as to what I'm gonna be doing with the rotary FD that I checked out a few months ago. I made a video on me checking out the car and what parts are on the car, and I asked some of you rotary experts why it was spattering, it was cutting out under boost. And that was a car I was gonna buy, but then I went around the world and I've been traveling and I haven't really had a chance to go home really to check out the car again. Now the car is still for sale. I'm highly considering buying it, but I haven't jumped on it because I have another car that came across that I wanted to buy, and that is a Nissan Skyline GTR R32. As all of you know, the 25-year rule has passed and it has allowed me to purchase a Nissan Skyline GTR R32 here in North America. I know, me being Japanese and a lot of my viewers from like Australia or anywhere in Europe don't find that really exciting, because you had Nissan Skylines forever and you have like R34s there already. But for us living in America, Nissan Skyline GTR R32 and buying that car is kind of a big deal. And that's been my dream car since I was born. I was born in the 80s and I grew up in the 90s in Tokyo seeing the R32, R33, R34 Skyline GTRs, and that has always been my dream car, and maybe the NSX. So here's my chance to jump on R32 GTR that I always wanted. And the actual car that I reviewed, I think it was earlier last year or earlier this year. No, it was last year that I reviewed the gray Nissan Skyline GTR R32. The guy who owns the car is selling it, and I might be jumping on the deal. So now I have a rotary RX-7 FD and a R32 GTR that I also want, and I've been kind of debating back and forth which one I'm gonna pick up, and I'm gonna ask you guys to help me pick which car I should choose. So first of all, the RX-7 of course is going to be a rotary, so it's really unique car itself. It's also like half the price of a GTR, or maybe even 1/3 of the price of a GTR with the deal I'm getting with the RX-7. So it's really cheap, which means if I pick up the rotary FD, I can spend the rest of the money that I would have spent on the R32 GTR and use it for mods. So I could make a cool, fast rotary RX-7. And another cool thing about the RX-7, of course, is that it's a rear-wheel drive car, which is really what I want to get into. I own the Subaru, right? That was my first car, as you guys know. And then I have an Evo, which has been pushed to 500 horsepower, but still it's all-wheel drive. It's fun to drive. It's really easy to drive on the track as well, but it's not like the craziness that rear-wheel drive car offers. I want to kind of get into drifting a little bit. I want to slide around and I want to live my life a little dangerously with 500 wheel horsepower at the rear wheels instead of all-wheel drive. And that's why I got into RX-7s and rear-wheel drive cars, and that's why I'm building the V8 RX-7 as well. Negatives with the RX-7 is that it's not really running right, and you guys have seen that in the video. It's cutting out higher RPMs, and it's also somewhat high maintenance. Now that's debatable. Coming from a person like me who doesn't know anything about rotary technology, I'm a piston guy. So for somebody like me, I don't know how to maintain rotaries. For those of you who know how to maintain rotaries or how to work on rotary engines, it might not be that big of an issue on a rotary car, but for me it's just time consuming. I have so many projects going on, bike, cars, house, and my job, of course, traveling everywhere all the time. I don't really have that much time to educate myself on rotary technology. Now with Skyline, of course, you're getting a historic, iconic car, right? It's right-hand drive, it's the Godzilla. It's gonna be super cool to have that in the States, but if I buy that, I probably wouldn't do too much modification to it. I do want to take it on a track, but the RB26 out of the 89 Skyline does have oil pump, oil starvation issues, or should I say concerns on the track especially. So I would have to install like a Tomei high pressure oil pump and do some like AccuSump, or do some oil starvation prevention mods. But it's also really expensive, right? Like I said, the Skyline is about 3 times more expensive than RX-7, and I won't have too much money left over to spend on mods. So that's the negatives on Skyline. It's also all-wheel drive, which is not really what I want nowadays, and it's the parts. The parts are gonna be more expensive. I'm gonna have to import a lot of stuff from Japan probably, which isn't that big of an issue because I go home twice a year to Japan and I know Japanese obviously, so it's not that big of a concern from that perspective, but still it's a little bit of a pain. So you got a rotary, high maintenance rotary versus RB26 that's so JDM built in the 80s. It's kind of gonna be hard either way. Now, both of these cars are gonna hold its value. Skyline is basically stabilized, if not it's appreciating, and RX-7 as well is gonna be appreciating in the future, I think. So financially, I think buying each of these cars is going to be great for me, and both of these cars are really unique. You got the rotary FD RX-7, which you don't really see often nowadays, but the Skyline again is even rarer than RX-7, but you might see it more and more as people start importing them more in the future. So I think both cars are cool, but I can only spend the money to buy one car right now. So let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of leaning towards the Skyline, but I would like to see what you guys think, what car I should buy, and if you have any experience with owning one of these in the States, please let me know, and I'll do another update in the future video. So thanks again for watching guys, and see you in my next vlog.